I finally found the agency to live in my authenticity. Ooh, I got my own autonomy. You could never bother me. Yes, I'm a fuck with the ball, yeah. I finally found the agency to live in my authenticity. Ooh, I got my own autonomy. You could never bother me. Yes, I'm on fuck with the ball. Let me tell you how I know. I had to get up off the floor. I had to get it out the mud. I had to finally let it go. I know my mama told me so, but she could never really know that when a boy was getting older, that his mind was getting sober, yeah. But I'm getting closer now. I had a church, but I closed it down. Had to reverse the emotions. I had to apologize. Selling eternity, willing to die. I was just living a lie. Walking by faith and ignoring the sight. Better off rolling the dice. And what I'm saying is that I'm living and I've learned. I've given and I've earned enough for my concern. And if I'm living, then I'm living on my terms. Call it a lesson learned, but it's finally been confirmed. I finally got the agency to live in my authenticity. Ooh, I got my own autonomy. You could never bother me. Yes, I'm on fuck with the ball, yeah. I finally found the agency to live in my authenticity. Ooh, I got my own autonomy. You could never bother me. Yes, I'm on fuck with the ball. I finally found the agency to live in my authenticity. Ooh, I got my own autonomy. You could never bother me. Yes, I'm on fuck with the ball. I finally found the agency to live in my authenticity. Ooh, I got my own autonomy. You could never bother me. Yes, I'm on fuck with the ball. I can't stop loving an authenticity. I can't stop loving.
What's up, family? Welcome back to another Wednesday night with Bible study with an ex-pastor. I think what is this? Is this our 12th episode in the book of Leviticus? 12th episode, third book. We've done Genesis, we've done Exodus, and now we're in Leviticus. And of course, when we did Leviticus, that's weird. When we did Exodus, we had Jason with us from Dragons and Genesis, which was an excellent time. Man, I hope y'all are ready tonight. I'm super duper excited. I'm getting my chat pulled up so I can see who's with us. I am a little flustered because I'm doing something a little different tonight, something that I've not done before. And that is, we're live on Instagram tonight too. I've never done that before. So we'll see how that goes. Well, actually, I have done it before, but I've not done it with our Bible study. So we'll see how that goes. What's up, Muttley? What's up, Kyle? I see y'all in the chat. It's so nice to see y'all hanging out on this beautiful Wednesday night. I hope everybody has been safe and protected wherever you are. I know it does feel like the 112th of Leviticus. This is a long-ass book, man, and it's boring. Did I mention how boring this book is? Are we already okay? I can't cuss yet. I got to make sure we get at least 5 minutes in. But it's boring AF. I'll say that for now. It's boring AF. But man, we have had some amazing times in this book, especially over the past few episodes. And yes, I'm just buying some time a little bit to let some of y'all get in here. Now I'm gonna have to stop doing that, of course, because gotta feed the algorithm and all that stuff. But thank y'all so much for being here tonight. I'll be moving back and forth to the chat, paying attention to y'all. Man, I love y'all so much. Kyle, we love you so much. Muttley, we love you. I see some more chats have come in, but I cannot see them. Maybe if I click over here, I can see them. Ooh, yes, I can see them. Awesome. And of course, Instagram. I don't think y'all can comment, but it's so nice to see y'all hanging out as well. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit our big stuff. Of course, welcome to Bridge City Global, where we're committed to building community beyond superstition. And this is Bible study with an ex-pastor, sometimes called Ex-Pastor versus the Bible, where we learn the Bible and laugh at the bullshit, man. We have a really good time in these sessions. I warn people, if you're here because you wanted to get closer to Jesus, this is not the place for you. This is for people who have either already deconverted or in the midst of deconstruction, or people who never believed but just have a interest in this Bronze Age, I was about to say prehistoric. It feels that way sometimes, but in this Bronze Age mythology and cultural, we kind of talk through some of the sociological context that's baked in. That's some of my, how did the young kids say it? That's my jam. That's my jam. Kind of walking through some of those contexts, but the historical context. So no, this is not theology. This is more like therapy, man. And it's like group therapy. We get in here, we hang out together. Oh man, I see more people popping up in the chat. What's up, y'all? I love y'all. I love y'all. I see my wife in the chat. What's up, baby? Yeah, that's my bag. Is that what they say, Kyle? So go ahead and hit me up. Y'all gotta hit me the game. Y'all gotta hit me the game. But again, thank you all for watching us. Of course, now check this out. Now I gotta find a way. I'm probably gonna have to find a different platform to use for Instagram, because what I see is Instagram I can't see their comments in our StreamYard. So people are comment and say, are there pastors out there that are closet atheists? That's a question from Instagram right now. Are there pastors out there from that are closet atheists? And that answer is, and let me see if I can read your username. Now listen, I got old people eyes, and you're on this screen. So if I get your username wrong, don't come for me. Don't come for me lest I sent for you now. But the Skeptic Friar, I love this question. Are there pastors out there that are closet atheists? That answer is absolutely yes. But what I want to do is I want to give that. And look, I'm not even through my announcements yet, but I do want to answer that because it's a fair question. I want to provide some nuance to that, right? So I often say that there are three types of believers, and this may apply to all religious groups, but I wouldn't make that bold declaration. I've spent 2 decades dealing with Christian ministry of several different denominations, so that's what I kind of speak to. So when it comes to that, there are about 3 different types of Christians, and so we'll go there. There are believers, there are liars, and then there are believers, there are pretenders, and then there are liars. If I would have pre-recorded, I would have stopped and ran that back, but let's do it. There are believers, there are pretenders, and there are liars. Believers are people who have never, ever fucking read the whole book, but believe everything it say. And really, that's not even that they believe the book. They believe their pastor. They believe their denomination. They believe their great-great-grandmama. They believe whatever their family cultural vibes are. They've never actually read the book. And truth be told, if you actually spent some time with them, you'd find out they ain't even interested in the book for real. You know what I'm saying? So those are believers. Now, then you have pretenders, right? Now, who are pretenders? Pretenders are people who have read the book in full and in many cases have just come to the conclusion, I'm not smart enough to understand God's ways. And just by the way, when you're reading the Bible, nobody's asking you to understand God's ways. We asking you to understand what the fuck Peter and Paul is saying. You feel me? Okay, now. All right. I'm just saying. But oh yeah. Now, if y'all didn't know, if you knew, I'm gonna come back to the chat in a minute. But believers, they just come to that. The pretenders, they've come to that conclusion that they just can't understand it yet for whatever reason, and have determined to take it all in faith. So they are going to faith it until they make it. Those are the pretenders. They've read it. They know it doesn't quite add up, but they've made up in their minds, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. I'm not going to lean into my understanding. I'm going to cast my cares on you, for you care for me. I'm going to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, and all of that bullshit. So they're going to coax themselves through all of that. They're just gonna be like, no, Jesus is God and God is Jesus, and completely overlook the fact then Jesus is having a schizophrenic break in the Garden of Gethsemane when he is praying to his goddamn self, begging himself to take the cup away from himself. He's saying to himself, if it at all possible, can somebody else do this? Now, if this ain't some beloved type shit right here, I don't know what it is. Okay, so those are the pretenders. Now, back to your question, the liars, right? The liars are the people who have read it. They know that it is irreconcilable. They know that it is largely, likely not true, but have determined to keep preaching it anyway as the truth. And this is typically either for social, financial, or familial benefit, right? So social, there are some people who no longer believe in God, absolutely are atheists, are still preaching in the pulpit, and they're doing so because, mind you, the only thing atheist means is this person no longer believes that there's a God, right? A person can be an atheist and still believe that the Christian message is helpful. I'm not that type of atheist. I'm not the atheist who believes the Christian message is helpful, because I have firsthand seen what the harm in much of the Christian message is. And many of you are seeing that politically now. But there are many people who are atheists. They no longer believe in God, but they still believe that the Christian message is still the best vehicle for social or community progress. And so there are plenty pastors who do not believe, but still preach because they think this works the best, right? There are also other pastors who still preach not because they think that it works the best, but they know if they stopped, or they know if they said something different, then they would lose their entire social structure, including family members. And then, of course, there are the types who the number one concern for them is their finances. Now, all of them are liars, you know. It's just some are lying with more honorable intentions than the others. But yes, there are treasure trove pastors out there who are closet atheists. That's part of the reason that I do the work that I do, is to let them know that it's comfortable out here. The water's warm. It's a little cold when you first dip your toe in here, but you get in here, I promise you, the water's warm. Go ahead and jump out here. And of course, and on this channel, we do make space. And for those of you who are just coming in, I'm actually responding to a question that we got from Instagram. For the first time in Bible study with an ex-pastor, we're actually talking. We actually have Instagram live tonight. So I'm talking to them. YouTube chat, I'm coming back. I promise I'm coming back. It's hard to multitask. You know, it is what it is. But yeah. So yes, that is what it is. But on this channel, we do. As a matter of fact, this past Sunday evening, we had the ex-pastor call-in show where I partnered with another ex-pastor who's actually well known on TikTok and Instagram, ex-pastor Kyle Butler. I almost called him Carl, but Kyle Butler. He hangs out with me every first Sunday, and then a few times we'll bring other former pastors out here, because again, we're trying to let people know it's okay. And many of them, like, I want to remind them that, hey, you're still valuable. Okay, many of I try to remind other people, don't be too hard on the pastors. Most of the pastors started in the pulpit. Which means they suffered the same indoctrination that you're accusing them of sharing. So they were indoctrinated first, and that's how that goes. That's how that cycle goes. But as they stop, we're going to give them some work to do. Man, why do you think it's so much harder to talk to a family member about religion than a friend? Love what you do. Okay. Damn, this is good. Partly because of what we're dealing with in the Old Testament right now, because most people still have most families still approach family from an Old Testament perspective, which means they treat you like property. Oh, I'm preaching better than y'all responding right now. I'm preaching better than y'all responding. We treat many people, especially in certain cultural contexts, they treat their family members like property. Like, you owe me your existence. Like, your existence has to make me smile. Like, which is why one of the most popular things you hear people say sometimes, oh, is I did this to make such and such proud. What? That's your why? Your why was to make somebody proud? You've been so disconnected from cause and effect and logic that you're doing shit for the wrong damn reason. And ultimately that comes from this over pressure that I brought you into this world, I can take you out, you owe me everything. And so there are these familial bonds where people think that you have no right to exist outside of my identity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Well, I love y'all. Thank y'all, Instagram, for jumping in. Okay, so I got to get over here and talk to YouTube folk. Now, listen, I'm supposed to be doing the announcements, so y'all please forgive me that we have not jumped in yet, but we're doing something different tonight. We got Instagram hanging out with us, so I had to address their questions. Let's see what we got going on over here in YouTube, and let me biggie size this, because I cannot see that. All right, here we go. I see Dane in the chat. What's up, man? Dark light is upon you. Parable of the sower. Yes, Carrie. Oh, man. Real dude. It's definitely hard with a parent. Man, the black guy and the orange guy. I don't know what conversation I missed there, but damn, it sounds like it was good. My mom told me that all leaders are put in office by God, and that's in the Bible. She politely hung up on me after I told her how wrong she was. Isn't that insane? Like, all right, now, okay, damn it. We're going to get into Leviticus, I promise you. But one of the reasons I'm including Instagram into our live tonight is because I had pretty much, Instagram, y'all don't be mad at me, I had pretty much written Instagram off. I had not posted on there in a while. But since we started doing clips of content on the YouTube stuff, and TikTok is blowing up and YouTube is blowing up, Instagram just happened to be there, and then all of a sudden it started blowing up. So now it's doing pretty well, and we have a lot of people commenting and responding. And honestly, it's thankful to it's all thanks to the childishness of believers. Like, that first video would have never blown up. It's over 300,000 views now. Would have never blown up if believers could have just kept the fuck on strolling, but they couldn't. They couldn't keep scrolling along. They had to respond. And so what do you think I did? I trolled their childish asses. Yeah, I had to get some favor from the algorithm. And so, man, I trolled the hell out of them, and they just could not resist the bait. And so thanks to them, Instagram has started growing as a little vibrant community over there. And we'll see what happens. And so I did want them to kind of get a glimpse into how we're rolling over here. Oh, man. But yeah, one of the things that I've definitely seen in the Instagram comments over there is you definitely see how poorly Christianity has damaged education in the United States. Like, when you see how many people think they're smart in the comments, anytime you're trying to lecture a random stranger based off of a 2-minute video clip, smart is something that you are not. There's a lot of things that you could be, but if your intellectual prowess is to see a 2-minute clip from a random fucking stranger and say, let me tell you why my God is gonna get you. Oh, damn, you don't have a fucking life, do you? Oh, man, that's okay. I'm gonna play with you though. Because I'm out here building community. Oh, snap, Muttley joined on the Instagram side too. What? Yeah, you gotta show that meta love, man. You gotta show that meta love. Okay, so great. It's great seeing you all in the chat. Thank you all for hanging out, man. I love y'all. All right, so let me get through these announcements. Ex-minister as well. Wow, real dude, ex-minister as well. Are you in our Discord? If you are not in our Discord, man, can you please get in our Discord so we can get some conversation? I'd love to. Maybe we can see we get you on I don't know if you're doing content or anything. I don't know if you're working with any community, working with any organization, but I am definitely, for those of you who are on Instagram, hear this. Definitely, for those of you who are ex-ministers, for those of you who used to work in the church, for those of you who worked in community development, anything like that, holla at your boy. If you're trying to stay active and being progressive and doing something that actually pushes people forward, if you're still trying to make a connected, a positive difference, if you're still trying to stay connected to people, holla at your boy. That's what we're doing. Yeah, and I poke a lot of fun and all that shit. But at the end of the day, for me, it's the people, stupid. You got to get to know me a little bit. You got to come spend some time over here on YouTube. That's where the long form content is. But at the end of the day, it's the people. From a Bridge City perspective, our goal is to build community beyond superstition, and to build community that is progressive thinking, that is people-centric, and that is life-affirming. I call out the harms of religion that I call out because I've seen the harm that they cause, but also because I'm committed to undoing as much of that as I can. And I have no visions of grandeur where I think I'm going to be able to do it all by my damn self, but I do know that I can use this little gift, this talent, this skill that I've been honing over the past 3 decades of my life, and I can put it to some good use. I put it to use for my imaginary friend for 2 decades. I can damn sure put it to use for people and do my best to help people gather, assemble, and make some shit happen. All right, man. Oh, it's Ash Wednesday today. Saw a bunch of Catholics with ashes on their forehead. I don't know why I want to make a Marvel joke about that. Like, I feel like there's a Marvel joke baked into Ash Wednesday somewhere. Like, when Thanos did the snap and they called it the blip. I don't know why they called it the blip, but that's me nerding out. All right. So y'all got me talking way too much tonight. Man, oh man, we might need mods for Insta. I never thought about it before. The Jesus is gonna get you. That's all I get on Instagram. It's like somebody said to me today, like, I'm praying for you, and I said, I'm saying my spells for you too. And they said, oh, I won't receive that witchcraft. I plead the blood. And I'm like, oh shit, these are kids, man. It's hilarious. Ooh, streaming on Pangburn. I hope I am not too foul for Pangburn. Yay, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is cool. It sounds like you're a believer. Oh, and he's gone. And he is gone. That happens real quick. That happens real quick. So yeah, so ex-ministers, ex-pastors, ex-church workers, ex-church leaders, damn show ex-musicians, ex-church singers, all of that stuff. You need to get in contact with us. You need to, you can connect with us on YouTube. That's where you'll see all of our links at. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to do this shit on Instagram. I just pressed a button and it went over here, and I just copied and pasted some other stuff. We do have mods, but they're more so for YouTube. I haven't given much thought to Instagram. I love y'all, but I got to give thought to it, right? And so y'all give me some time. But until then, just connect to on YouTube so you can get into our Discord. You get into our Discord. We're building a content planning team. We're also looking for leaders for our community. We're looking for people to join our core team, people who will be committed to helping us build this thing out, to build community infrastructure. Our core team is focused, and damn, we're supposed to be in Bible study, y'all, but the core team is focused on building out our Sunday sessions experience, which are fucking incredible so far, and building out our community infrastructure, which means as people are coming in, we got to find something for y'all to do. Keep these motherfuckers busy around here. As the Bible says, the good word, occupy until I come. You know, oh, damn, there's a joke in that. There's a joke in that. Believers and pretenders and liars. Which one was you? I was a pretender. I was going to faith it until I make it. Oh, I was. But see, like that's the one that most people, that was a question from Instagram, by the way, YouTube. That's the most faithful one to choose, just pretender. You're trying your best. That's what most Christians are invited to be. Most Christians are told that you will never understand it. So if you never understand it, but you're acting like you understand it, what the fuck are you doing? You're pretending. Like if you're telling people you know for a fact that God is real, what the fuck are you doing? You're pretending, especially if you're smart enough to know that you don't know for a fact. You know what I'm saying? And for Instagram, y'all are new. I'll give you this one. What you can do with most people is just ask them right after they say, I know for a fact that God is real. Say, for real? Yes. You say, okay, great. When you get to heaven, what's the first thing you're going to ask God? You know, and every single one of them are going to have the question. Every single one of them going to have their question ready. What did they just admit to you by answering that question? They just admitted to you that they've actually never had a conversation with God. All right, you know, it's easy like that. Give credit to God rather than yourself. I did that for way too long, and unfortunately, I gave so much credit away. I did not understand how strong I was. I gave so much credit away. I did not understand how resilient I was. I did not understand how adaptive I was. I didn't understand how intelligent I was. I didn't understand how strong I was. Y'all better talk to me, because I had got so caught up in Marvin Sapp's bullshit. Never would have made it, doing all that shit, and it's like, no, motherfucker, I made it without you. I got here without you. Like, you know, and it's not even like people are like, oh, you hate God. It's like, I have no room for hate in my heart for something that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have more feelings about people who do harmful things based off of their relationship with their imaginary friend. God is fiction to me, and I use it in fiction constantly. This is why I have no problem trolling the believers, you know. All right, so damn it, I've hit some stuff. Yes, I've answered questions. All right, can I get through the announcements? I don't even know what the last one I was on, but here, where are you watching from? Y'all know we're building a map right now. For those of you who are new, we've grown from 52 to over 11,700. Is that no? No, not 700. I think I jumped this up. I don't know. We're 11,300. I think that's where we are. We've grown from 52 to 11,300 in about a year, man. Like, yikes. Bridge City is coming up on its anniversary. Like it's insane. So, and because we've been diligent about asking you, where are you watching from? And we've been diligent about collecting information for the people who are joining our community. We got little pins all over the map. And right now, there's not a habitable continent on this planet that we don't have Bridge City support on. How beautiful, how wonderful, how amazing is that? Like, yikes. So you need to be on that map. And the best way that you can get on that map is to let us know where you're watching from, where are you participating from, whether you're watching now or later, whether you're in the live chats or you're in the comments, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know your city and state. If you're in another country, let us know your province. We have people in Nairobi, man. Like, oh my goodness. We have people in Nigeria. We have people in Saudi Arabia. We have people in the UK and Ireland, Switzerland, Germany, Russia. Like, damn, how did we get there? All right, so it's beautiful. Oh, and speaking of, I think, look, we got a super chat running up in here. Let me put that on the screen. Let me see. Does Instagram see super chats? I don't know, but there's a super chat on the screen from Muttley. It says 11,900 apparently. Yikes! Oh shoot! So we're at 11,900. That's where our community is at right now. Damn it! 11,900. I think I just became the mega pastor of atheism. How the fuck did that happen? Wow, that is beautiful. This has been a wonderful, wonderful journey. Oh man, damn, this is good. That's crazy. And I got Muttley gave a 50, like Muttley, the announcement itself just kind of threw me. But Muttley gave us a $5 super chat, and I kept it up long enough to confirm that it does show up on Instagram. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So Instagram, for those of you who want to be a part of the conversation, Instagram, you're more than welcome to jump in on YouTube. I promise you, I'm not hard to find over there. But thank you so much, Muttley, for that super chat, man. I appreciate you. And Muttley is living proof of what I just got finished saying, because Muttley is not stateside; he's in the UK. Yes, that's beauty. That's beautiful. He's a part of our committed team here, man. And man, I'm just honored. And there are 42 of you watching right now, so this is a great time to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure that you like this. If you're watching on YouTube, I think you can like it too on Instagram. Y'all tell me over there, but like it. Make sure you share it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. I do have some announcements this Sunday evening. Calling all content creators. Did y'all come to the first one that we did? Jason and I did a content creator, like we called it a content creator exclusive, where we talked about cameras, mics, how to pad out your stuff. Don't judge my stuff because my stuff is not padded out. That's what we talked through. Jason is going to talk to you about quality. I'm going to talk to you about content. I'm going to talk to you about relevance. I'm going to talk to you about authenticity. Jason is going to talk to you about setup. He's going to talk to you about how to build your space. So the first one that we did was a content creator exclusive. The next one we're doing is a content creator masterclass. So I hope y'all are ready for that. That's going to be this Sunday at 5. It's like it just never stops. It never stops, man. I'm so excited. All right. Yep. Awesome. See the super chat on Insta. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Other announcements. The Daily Atheist Morning Show. As many of you know, I am a part of it, so I will be there tomorrow morning. I was not able to be there with them this morning because I had a meeting, so some of you missed me, but I did get to join them in the chat, and it looked like one hell of a good time. But I'll be back on deck tomorrow morning, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. For those of you who get up that early and will be hanging out. Also, we do have merch, and I ain't shy about it. So let me go ahead and throw some merch on the screen. Where is the merch? Yoink. There's merch. I don't know how much of Instagram is going to be able to see that. That's probably going to be cut off there, but maybe they'll see the website. Nope, it looks like I'm still portrait there or whatever. But yep, that's our merch. Take a look at it. It's dope. It's that's what I can say. And then we'll talk more about Bridge City Weekends. This has been so long, mainly not because, for those of you who are just jumping on, no, I have not been doing announcements for 28 minutes. That's not what's happened. That's not what you walked in on. We have Instagram joining us from a third party, and I've been answering some of their questions as we've gone along. So that's what you're seeing for those of you who are just coming in. I've not. I know I can be long-winded, but damn it, I didn't do that. But I do want to close the announcements with this. This is something that I've been sleeping on that I have to start doing. We have patrons. I don't want to say I never thought, but I didn't think we'd get the patrons who are in this level this soon. But we do have patrons who are in that level where we're supposed to be mentioning their name in our content. So tonight, I want to do a shout out to your name is either Mario or Mareo. And you can please feel free to email me or comment and let me know the correct pronunciation, because I definitely want to make sure that I'm honoring your name. But I definitely want you've been mentioned in the content now. Thank you so much for your support. He's a Progressive Safety Kit member on Patreon. This is a great reminder to say, hey, if you're not on Patreon, I don't know why you're not, we have a free level on Patreon, and then we have a level as low as $3, I think. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm tripping. Make sure I ain't tripping. Yeah. So $3. So join free, test it out, see if you got anything on there that you like. We have a Patreon. But Mario, thank you so much for your patron support. Your name is mentioned in the content, as well as Dark Side of Delight Productions, who's also been a patron for a while now. And just over this weekend, because like we're in grind mode right now, we're in hustle mode, we're in fundraising mode, we're in growth mode, we're in community mode, we're in build mode, and it's been making an impact. And so Dark Side even upgraded his. So not only Dark Side, not only are you getting mentioned tonight, here's your mention. Not only are you getting mentioned tonight, I got to send you some free merch, some digital merch, but I got to send you some free merch. Thank you so much for your support. And we have many more patrons, and it's all of our patrons and our YouTube members who really help this channel keep going, who help this community keep growing. And for those of you who are saying like, listen, I don't want to do anything financial, that's fine. We're a very do whatever makes sense for you type of community. And so one of the beautiful things is the easiest ways to support this community is to like, share, and subscribe. And also join our Discord. It's absolutely free. And that's where you can actually build community with other folk. All right. I've done all of my announcements. We've done all of that. Are y'all ready for some football? I'm just playing. I feel but no promise he'll pronounce it correctly. That's right, Rainbow Wrath. I will mention their names, but there is no promise that it will get pronounced correctly. You're going to have to help your boy out there. All right, so let me get my screen. We're in the book of Leviticus. I did not expect this to take so long. And so let me see. Thank you, Muttley, for sharing this. Everybody who's watching, if you're watching and you're still engaged, would you go ahead and drop some fire in the chat? If you're watching and you're still engaged, do you know how to drop fire? Please tell me you know how to drop fire. Drop some fire in the chat. And if you don't, just type fire. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I told y'all it took me forever to catch on to these little acronyms, LOL and good and Gitsy, good to see you, all that stuff. But make it do what it do. I love y'all so much. Y'all are awesome. So type. We're in the book of Leviticus, chapter 19. There we go. I'm seeing them fire, man. That's what I'm talking about. Is Instagram? Yes, Instagram is showing love too. I just back over there and saw some fire in the chat on Instagram. This is a beautiful feeling, man. You know, and this is sad because we got like 17,000 followers on TikTok, and I don't show them none of this type of love. We're gonna have to get something like that for them. That's it, man. Look at that. We burning. I just put my blunt out, man. I just put it out. One day, you know, I think what I'm gonna do for members only, I think I'm gonna do a Bible study after dark. I'm gonna be just sitting up here with my wife beat on and like a Four Loko and a blunt. Okay, I'm just playing. Maybe not. Who knows? Let's see. We'll see. I'm teasing. I don't know. Like I feel like I got to be controversial now. I'm the first atheist mega pastor, so I got to be. What is it? Is that mega X pastor? How does that work? I don't know. True burner. All right. Leviticus chapter 19. Dang it. I wish I can keep up with all the chats tonight, man. Y'all are beautiful. All right. So let me read a little bit of this and then we'll kind of jump into this. So this is Leviticus chapter 19. Can y'all believe we made it 18 chapters so far? Let me get my James Earl Jones on. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to all the congregation of the sons of Israel and say to them, you shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Every one of you shall revere his mother and his father, and you shall keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make for yourselves cast metal gods. I am the Lord your God. All right. So this is a good start. This is a good start. East Texas is in the building. That's what I'm talking about. I love that. Definitely gonna get you added to the map. Give me a county, a city, or something over there. What's East? Like, I don't know Texas like that. Hold on. East. Wait a minute. I know Victoria is East Texas because we have a team member in Victoria, because not only do we include ex-pastors on the ex-pastor call-in show, but we also include ex-pastors, ex-ministers, ex-believers, and pretty much just anybody on this show, as long as there is at least one pastor on the show, because I mean, it's in the title. All right, so the Lord is speaking to Moses, and the first thing that the Lord says to Moses, he says is, the first thing I need you to do is I need y'all to be holy. He says, you shall be holy, And the reason I need you to be holy is because I am holy. The first thing I want to point out is that is some circular logic. If that logic ain't circular as fuck. Perfect. Thank you, Rusk County. Oh, there's nobody in the chat with me, so I'm going to have to star that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will get that added to our map because Texas is becoming a hub. Like, I didn't expect that, but we're getting, well, I don't want to say I didn't expect it. I didn't expect any of this. You know, for anybody kind of watching, our growth has been unrealistic. So I didn't expect any of this. I'm from Maryland, but I live in DC. Oh, that's what's up. You know, I grew up in the DC area, DMV area. Spent a few time there. That's actually where I met my wife at. I went to Patuxent Elementary, James Madison Middle School, Frederick Douglass High School, and Gwynn Park High. Lived in Accokeek, Forestville. You know, I've been all around, Upper Marlboro, Maryland. You know, so yeah, we are very familiar, very familiar with the area. Maya is in the house. What? See, now I forgot what I even came over here to do. I came over here to star something. Yeah, got to star that DMV. Yes, starred. There we go. And let me check in on Instagram. Yeah, they still hanging in. What's up, Instagram? Listen, y'all, I know this is different, so I'm going to be going back and forth. This is Bible study with the next pastor. If you're here to get closer to Jesus, you're in the wrong place. You need to go somewhere else. Don't come here. You're going to get your feelings hurt now. All right. Why'd I sound like an old person when I went there? Oh, I love that. I love that. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are wonderful people, man. I love y'all. All right. So he tells them, he says, y'all shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. First of all, this is secular logic. This is where your bad parents get that shit from. Why? Because I said so, you know. And the Lord says he is holy, which the funny thing about that is with this character, and we know, and let me slip out of preacher mode real quick. We know that at this moment, you know, for those of us who know, for the Christians who might be watching this now or later, this might hurt your ears, but for the rest of us, we know that no fucking God wrote this book. We know that no fucking God inspired this book. We know that this book is written and inspired by mankind, right? By humanity on the behalf of humanity to oppress other humanities so that other humanities can thrive. This is the whole basis of much of these stories. This is political drama. This is sociological warfare played out in tribal levels. And you're going to see much of that here. So when God says, "Be holy, for I am holy," but he might as well just said, "Be God, for I am God." You know what I'm saying? Be God, for I am God, because it still means bullshit. Like it's like somebody saying, "Be woogaloo, for I am woogaloo." Just saying the word twice doesn't tell me shit. What does it mean to actually be holy? And this is very important, and you especially have to think about this. And I know we have people watching from all across the globe, but you have to. I think about this from an African American cultural context. That's my backdrop, and let me Biggie size me for a moment, so y'all can look me in my eyes and tell me what it is you see. Sorry, but I have to come back. I have to come from an African American context, and I remember at one time. It means be holy, right? I remember one time sitting in a car wrestling with this, and this is when I was a teenager, and I'm like, a lot of times when people are describing holiness to me, holiness, Southern African American, because y'all heard about my DMV. I was also born and raised in Alabama, Southeast Alabama. That's where you hear some of that undertone country at. But the idea of holiness from a lot of people seemed to be like white, just be white, look as white as you can, just like, you see, it's basically like, you see what white people look like, be that. That's what it was. Like, that's, it's like, hey, cut your hair. Why? Because that's holy. And I'm like, where did you find this at? Like, how do you get this? And to be very clear, it was more like just American corporate culture. Look as clean as you can. Like, even to this day, you're going to notice a trend among, oh shit, I'm letting secrets out the bag. You're going to notice a trend among many African American mega church pastors. Y'all ready for this? You're going to notice a trend And some of the younger ones are pushing back against this right now. But among many urban mega church pastors, many of them have shaved off their beard and their mustache. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been told. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with holiness, but it correlates. Because they've basically been told, and they'll preach this in leadership seminars. They've been told that's the look of success. That's the presidential look, not having any facial hair. You know what I'm saying? Because there is this image, you know, and whether that image is racial, whether that image is social, whether that image is ethnic, whether that image is cultural, there's this image that people feel the need to conform to. And that's what holiness kind of became to me. Holiness became this box that you could use to tell somebody they weren't being whatever the fuck you wanted them to be. And so it's like, if you're not being like me, you're not being holy. And that's pretty much what God is saying. He's just saying, like, be me, you know, even though you can't be me. Oh man. I know. Can I break out? Well, I think I can. But you know, like, honestly, I know I can. And I think I've done it a few times. I just don't want to take time right now to have to roll it up and everybody see me licking, because some of y'all are sophisticated. You know, y'all do the bongs and the water bowls and all of that stuff. You know, and I'm just gonna roll up. I don't do papers. You know, I do raps. You know, it's just who I am. You know, but I'm gonna roll up, and I like to take my time, and I want to look at it and make sure I ain't got no wrinkles and shit. I like my stuff to be perfectly creased. At one point in my life, I used to be one of the people who used to have a weed pen. Oh, that is awesome. So now y'all done got me talking about weed. This is supposed to be Bible study, but this is why this is the church that you've always wanted to go to your whole life, right here. This is it. Because this is what Bible study should have been. This should have been. Honestly, no lie. When I was deconverting, that was my biggest wish. Like, I wish that I could just go in a room somewhere and just talk to people about my thoughts on the Bible and just sit at a little bar stool and have my little blunts rolled up, because I'm gonna need a few. And then, you know, just have me something on the rock sitting on the side, and I'm just gonna sit back and just talk. And you know, and that sounds crazy, right? It sounds absolutely crazy. But do you not know that one of the largest ministries in the United States actually started that way? I basically just gave you their backstory. It wasn't weed, it was cigarettes. But I just basically just gave you that backstory. Does anybody know whose backstory that is? It's a popular mega televangelist. Anybody know who backstory that is? Where this person started their ministry in a basement, just smoking cigarettes and teaching the Bible? Anybody know who that is? It's Joyce Meyer. That's who that is. All right, so I just gave you that. All right, so he says, be holy as I'm holy. And then he says, you know, you're going to honor your mother and your father, and you're going to keep the Sabbath. And he says, I am the Lord your God. I don't like, you know, that's some odd. The language is odd. I don't know if you've seen Year One, but Year One does a good job at this, because it's basically like, imagine me talking to you, and it's just like, you know, listen, you're going to be perfect because I'm perfect, right? And then every single one of you better respect your moms and your pops. And you better respect my fucking day off. I am the Lord your God. It's like, I'm Rick James, bitch. See, that's where Rick James get it from. God is signing off, but he's going to keep talking, which is very odd. Like, how the fuck do you sign off and keep talking? Like, at that moment, God just signed the fuck off. I am the Lord your God, John Hancock on these bitches. And like, he just signed off, right? And then started back talking. Like, bruh, this was your mic drop moment. You're not supposed to pick the mic back up. You're supposed to walk the fuck off now. But, you know, he just loves the sound of his voice, apparently. And of course, again, now we know this isn't God, but, you know, we know. And we also know that it isn't Moses either, for you other folk. And then he says, you're going to do that. And he says, do not turn to idols or make for yourselves cast metal gods. I am the Lord your God. And what's interesting about this is that we read this story, or we read this kind of law when it first got introduced, when we went through Bible study with an ex-pastor. Do y'all remember that? Damn, it's so hard to keep up with these. This is Bible study with an ex-pastor. When we went through the book of Leviticus, it's so hard to keep up with these comments, man. But man, I love to see y'all out here. It's beautiful. Reading verses feels like washing my mouth out with a big bag full of dicks. Anyone else? Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great feeling. It's no. I mean, and I mean, if you're into bag full of dicks in your mouth, I'm not judging. Far be it from me to ever tell you to do with your bags of dicks in your mouth. You get your rocks off whatever way you see fit to rock them off, I guess is how you say that. I'm not 100% sure. As long as you're not hurting or violating or harming or voyeurizing anybody else without their permission. Because some people like to be harmed. I've heard about it. I've not done it myself, but I've heard about it. You know, you got to give all these caveats. There's nuance to shit these days. You know, there's nuance. Yeah, it's always been there. It's always been there. There is a minor lag. I don't know what's going on. We've been working on it. And you know what? I'm going to blame Instagram. Let me come over here and talk directly to Instagram for a moment. Instagram, because I'm actually streaming to y'all tonight, we're lagging. And honestly, it's not y'all's fault. It was streaming last week too. I'm working on some stuff. And it may happen just because I'm switching back from stuff over and over again. Nope, it is not your internet. It is your boy's internet. Which, you know what? This is a great time to plug our Patreon and our ways to give. You see how I did that? And the beautiful thing about the work that we do here is that I am never, ever, ever, ever going to promise you a blessing in exchange of your money. No, I will not. I will not tell you that if you give here, God will save your son. I will not tell you that if you give here, God will heal your grandma. I will not tell you that if you support this channel, that God will open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive, and pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give into your bosoms. I prophesy from the north, south, east, and the west that good measure shall come into your life. I'm not going to do any of that bullshit. If you give here, we're going to tell you thank you. You know, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be very transparent with you about what we use your giving for. We're going to do every bit of it to use to continue to build community. We've made it as easy as possible for people to give. You can do it through Patreon or through the YouTube membership program. So that way you can cancel whenever you want to cancel, or you can start whenever you want to start, and nobody's in your financial business. This is solely about building community. And all right, enough of that commercial break. So God has signed off. He's done his mic drop. He was supposed to walk the fuck off. Nope, no tenfold return. I am sorry. Now, since you took me there, and I got to put it on the screen just so nobody know, just so nobody say, see that he making shit up just so he can keep talking about the money. Because you know that's how they do you. You know, now that I'm the atheist mega pastor, that's how they're gonna do it. I'm gonna be. Am I an atheist prosperity preacher? There's a skit somewhere in that. There has to be a skit in the atheist prosperity preacher, right? Damn, I was spitting and everything. That shit was so funny. Like, I want to see that skit. Question me said it's going to the building fund. I love that. I love that. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yep, we're gonna do that skit. We got to do the skit of the atheist, atheist megachurch prosperity preacher. I want to see that now. That's gonna be funny as hell. But no, yeah. So what we're gonna use it for is to create more content. And man, we do have some exciting stuff coming down the pike. But we also have some people who are working really hard that we want to put in a better position to kind of help out. We want to upgrade our studio. But most of y'all know the most exciting thing that we're planning. We're wanting to bring this experience, well, more so the Sunday experience, this experience, the Ex-Pastor Call-In show, along with some musical stuff. We want to bring this experience to local places and help people start building community there that becomes safe spaces for people who are either deconverting or people who have never been religious that still want to do community outside of superstition. See, that's the beauty about what we do over here, is that we don't have to lie about it. We don't have to make false promises about it. We can actually keep people tied into cause and effect. Now, yes, so no, I can't promise anybody tenfold return, but what I can promise you, oh, come on, somebody, I can tell you that this is good ground. No, let me stop. No, what I can promise you is that we are making a difference, and you can be a part of that difference. And the best way to do it is to stay involved, get on the front lines yourself so that you can always see the work for yourself and not just see it. I always say, don't just watch. Help, homie. Don't just watch. Help. Don't believe me. Just watch. No, don't watch. Help. Help me. All right. So we're not going to get through all of these chapters, are we? We're not going to get through all of these chapters. I don't know. Well, no, Augustine, you don't like, see, Augustine, I got to pick at you. Since you're being childish, I have to pick at you. I have to pick at you, Augustine. Nobody asked your ass to give shit, Augustine. If you don't want to give, don't give. We pretty much make that clear. Don't be a fucking jerk, okay? You can take that shit elsewhere. Okay, so yeah, mods, get his ass out of here. Yeah, don't need him. Don't need you. It's very simple. We don't beg, we ask, and we ask because we have supporters. Yay! And if you're the type of person who says, well, if anybody asks for money, I don't want to be there. If ain't nobody asking your ass for money, just fuck the fuck off. And so I'm gonna help you fuck off by bam. Goodbye, Augustine. You get to watch this show from a distance because that's how that shit works. All right. So y'all ready for this? So he tells them, do not turn around and make yourselves cast metal gods. I am the Lord your God. I am the Lord. So he signs off again. He signs off again. I don't know why, because he's going to keep fucking talking. Man, I love that. I love it. Thank you. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Here it is. Stop begging for my money. Thank you so much, Rainbow Wrath. I appreciate you. We have the greatest community. Like, God damn it, man. And if y'all want to see more of this type of fun, y'all got to join us tomorrow for the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I love my peeps. I love my peeps. Yep. This is, oh yeah. See, like in the Monday through Friday stuff, I have toned back a little bit, but in live shit, you're going to get cussed the fuck out. Like, y'all better stop. Oh, snap. Thank you, man. I keep clicking it on the wrong screen. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. I'm not going to say your last name because I don't want to fuck it up. And I honor you too much. Thank you for the $5. Says the power of the dark one compelled me to donate. Darante, you are very easy to listen to. Nice content. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you. Y'all are beautiful, man. I did not expect this. I did not know that was going to go there. But also, thank you. Is that PP? A papa? Or maybe it's pew, pew. Either way, I love it. Thank you for the $3 super sticker. Y'all are fucking phenomenal, man. It's a sticker train. Okay, so now I got the imagery. I got an imagery of a sticker running a train on like, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not great. And I can't, I got the imagery, but I don't got the imagery. You're not gonna find a better Bible study than this. Okay, and y'all, we've not got through the book. I've got to get through the book. Okay, so let's read this. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. It shall be eaten on this. Okay, so when you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord, you're going to offer it so that you can be accepted. So you got to offer the peace offering, and the purpose of you giving the offering is because you're not accepted if you're not giving the offering. See, that's why Augustine got his ass kicked the fuck out, because he didn't bring the offering. You see what I'm saying? See how God did that shit? Hallelujah. Blessed be now. Damn it, I got to check on Instagram. I've not been paying attention to them. Yep, they in here. Love y'all, Instagram. Man, I love you too, Mike. Man, I appreciate you. Oh man, it's beautiful, y'all. I'm gonna have to get more monitors to check out the Instagram folk, or I'm gonna feel like I'm leaving them out. And every time I click, it's gonna make me lag. So we're just gonna deal with the bottleneck for now. So it is what it is. And so it shall be eaten on the same day you offer it, and on the next day, but what remains until the third day shall be burned with fire. I don't know why he's giving them kitchen rules at this moment. And he says, everyone who eats it will bear the consequences for his guilt, because he has profaned the holy thing of the Lord, and shall be cut off from his people. Now, I think I've told y'all before, when I look at this stuff, my understanding of holiness is just any reason for God to kill your ass. That's what it just kind of seems like. God says, be holy. God loves a good barbecue. And apparently, like, he don't ever want to eat it. He just want to sniff it. He just want to sniff the diet, sniff the barbecue. It's almost like God has had like one of them fat people surgeries. You know what I'm saying? Where he got his shit cut out and stuff. And he's like, no, I can't eat it, but I want to smell it. I think there was a story one time where people said like that Rick Ross brought a whole bunch of steaks into the studio one time. And, and had them like sizzled up nice, and they, like cooked up nice. And then the people were like, oh shit, we about to eat. And then he was like, nah, nigga, that ain't for y'all to eat. I'm sorry. Y'all heard it. It is what it is. You're like, nah, that ain't for y'all to eat. And then he gave it, he told him, no, we're going to send that back out. He said, that's just for the smell. And I was like, damn, is Rick Ross God? Is God Rick Ross? Is that's what's going on? Rick Ross and God kind of got the same infatuation. Because again, God doesn't want to eat it. He just wants to smell it. He wants to sniff. He wants to sniff burnt barbecue. He wants you to wave the chicken titties in the air. That's what you're reading in the Old Testament. Everything fresh. My son had Korean barbecue the other night. I did not get to try any. I would love to try some. All right. Okay, let's see if we can at least get the chapter. Damn it. All right, so it says, now when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap to the very edges of your field, nor shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. Now, this is probably not bad advice. And you shall not glean your vineyard, nor shall you gather the fallen grapes for your vineyard. You shall leave them for the needy and for the stranger. I am the Lord your God, motherfucker, for the fourth time in one fucking conversation. You know, like, damn it, we heard you the first time. But see, like, that's how you know. Now let's pull back and get some of this sociological, literary context. This is how you know that the person who is being alleged to be speaking is not actually speaking, right? This is, you know, a better way to rephrase this is God said this. You know, this one came straight from God. You know, now God is the one who said this. You see this same type of language in Paul's writings, where Paul says, this is something that I say, but not God, and this is something God says. And so they're constantly reinforcing, overcompensating, like a person with a little dick in a big car, overcompensating. They are overcompensating for the absence of God. Damn, that's good. Overcompensating for the absence of God. Holy shit. All right, where's, damn it, that's a video. Y'all excuse me, I gotta write this shit down. That one's overcompensating. Why am I saying it out like I'm on Color Purple? Overcompensating. Damn it, now I forgot what it was. What was it, y'all? Overcompensating for what? Oh, for the absence of God. Yep. We're going to talk about Christians giving small dick energy. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Oh, see, and that's one of the reasons why I can't wait with all of the work that we're doing until we're actually building our own content platforms, which, yes, I have the capacity to do, because once I stopped believing in bullshit, once I stopped believing in fairy tales, I learned how to build myself. I learned how to believe in myself. I learned how to work on myself. And so one of the things I learned how to do was code, computer program. And so I speak a few languages, if you know what I mean. And so we're going to build our own platforms out here. Why? So then I can say whatever the fuck I want to say on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to limit this shit. All right. So this is good. This is good. Oh man, I love y'all. I love y'all. Overcome. Yes, it's going to be awesome, right? It's going to be awesome. These believers out here giving small dick energy. Every time they're in my comments, giving small dick energy. You make sure to jump in and say, hey, small dick, say what? Small dick say what? I think that's gonna be my new response. Like, so on YouTube, it was poor fella when I had the bot running, which I gotta get the bot back up. Kyle is in the back in the studio. Thank you, Kyle. I gotta get the bot back up and running. But he used to respond poor fella. I've been manually responding on Instagram because there's not many of them. And so, you know, I just say stuff like, oh, please say more. Or I just call them dumbasses because they are rough over there. So I just flat out call them dumbasses. But I gotta get something for them now. Got to get something for him now. This is great. Y'all are good, man. Overcome. Yes. All right. So where do we get to? All right. So he's given, you know, not some bad advice. How did I get off that? Y'all got me all on there, man. Shit. See, now I'm caught up in y'all. For those of you on Instagram and you're like, who is he talking to? I'm talking to the people in the YouTube chat. If you'd like to see the YouTube chat, you can jump in on YouTube. Or you can stay where you are. I'm going to jump back and forth as much as I can. I thought I was going to get through 4 chapters tonight. It doesn't look like that shit is going to happen, does it? All right. So we've gotten some good stuff so far. Now, notice here. Now, a lot of times when people talk about the Jesus being this guy who is very loving of the stranger and poor, that the language that they're pulling from is not necessarily present in the New Testament. A lot of time they're what's that word? Superimposing imagery that doesn't exist. But there are just few places in the Old Testament where you find this stuff. And so a lot of times when you do see it in the New Testament, that's where it's kind of being copied from, in a sense. So he said, you know, when you don't have to gather the fallen grapes of your vineyard. Leave those for the needy and the stranger. You know what I'm saying? And that just sounds so nice, right? It just sounds so nice. You leave that shit, you know, leave that for the stranger. But you remember, you forgetting the fallen part, motherfucker. Like, damn, he said, leave the grapes that you weren't gonna pick up anyway for the po folks. Like, that's not really like this has actually been the problem with the way that we approach helping people who are disadvantaged in this society. We try to take the very least we can do. And after, and we get it from the Bible. We get it from the Bible. There it is. There it is. I know it. I have not gotten through one chapter, man. Not through one. I'm going to try my best to get through this. We're going to see. We're going to see. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's scraps. It's scraps. He says, hey, leave the scraps for the poor people. Who needs Social Security when you have scraps? Universal health care? What's that? Let's give them scraps. What do you think they're getting this shit from? And when people say, no, you're not being a good Christian. Man, that's the problem. They're being good Christians. Every time there have been good Christians in charge, good people have died. I don't know how we don't see that. I think the whole idea is I'm cool with the bad Christians. I want to hang out with the bad Christians. It's the bad Christians that are okay. It's the good Christians that piss me the fuck off. It's the good Christians that did colonization. It's the good Christians that did slavery. It's the good Christians. Yeah, motherfuckers. C3PO energy. Oh, I like that. Gave her the scraps until she put them on them. Yes, she did, Sharon. Yes, she did, Sharon. Boaz gave her them scraps, and then she came down. Your Bible say that she laid herself at his feet. But for those of you who are learned, those of you who are in the knowledge, those of you who are not neophyte in your understanding of the particular contextual narrative, you know that it wasn't his feet that she went and laid herself upon. It was his rod and his staff. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Hallelujah. She laid herself upon his rod and his staff. So every preacher who's been teaching you how to get a man by being like Ruth, he didn't teach you how to hoe properly. I'm telling you, you don't lay yourself at the feet, baby. You're not going to get a man at his feet. He's going to be looking at you like, what you doing down here, girl? There's a whole rod and staff up here. If you don't get you, all right now. All right now. That's good. That's good stuff, right? That's good stuff. Who knew the Bible would help you out? Mario, thank you. Thank you, Mario. Yes. Thank you. Hallelujah. Hands jobs for Jesus. Blessed be. Hey, shout out about side. That's good stuff right there. And by the way, that has happened. There have been hand jobs for Jesus. I think I'm going to have to do a whole series on that alone, because you'd be surprised how many people are willing to serve the Lord in very many promiscuous ways. All right. So he says, you're not going to steal. You're not going to deal falsely. You're not going to lie to one another. That's kind of nice. This is an improvement on the 10 Commandments. And he says, and you also shall not fare falsely by my name, so as to profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. All right. He takes another mic drop moment. This explains the pimping from the plate. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. He gives us another mic drop moment. Captain America's cousin and preacher. That is funny. That is funny. And so he says, you should not steal. You should not deal falsely. You should not lie to one another, and you should not false swearly by my name. Okay, so now here's the thing. If I'm not supposed to false swearly, period. If I'm not supposed to swear falsely, period. If I'm not supposed to deal falsely, period. Why do we need the addendum of swearing by your name? Like, it's just extra for no damn reason. You know what I'm saying? That's what laying on hands mean. Oh, shit. Okay, damn it. You just took me there. Because I told y'all, because we're in Leviticus, so we can talk about it. There's a lot of sacrifices in Leviticus. And in Leviticus, I pointed out to y'all that every time they get ready to kill a sacrifice, what do? They lay hands on the head. All right? They lay hands, and then they slit its throat. And that's, you lay hands on the head, you slit the throat. And then the animal is slain. And in the Pentecostal charismatic churches, when we feel the Holy Spirit, or the pastor lays his hands, what happens? The people get slain in the spirit. So now ultimately, this is death cosplay. For those of you who do not know, you are cosplaying death right now. That's what you're doing. Every time you fall the fuck out, you are cosplaying death. But also, notice how there is a correlation between this type of violence, being slain, and sex. in many of these cultures that are attacked to this type of violent religion, where it's like, I'm gonna beat the pussy up type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna blow the back out. Like, it's very violent, very aggressive. Like, I'm gonna slay it. I'm gonna get up in, I'm all up in them guts type of shit. Like, it is very, very wild and aggressive. And they get it from their God. They got it honestly, right? They get it honestly, which it makes you wonder, like, damn, what did God do to poor Mary? I feel bad for her. Yikes! I feel bad for her. Like, yeesh. I'm sorry. Did this get a little rough? Was this too rough? I think we just lost 3 viewers. Like, oh shit, this got too rough. I'm sorry. Welcome to the kitchen, man. If it's too hot, you got to stay the hell up out of here. Oh, this is good. Okay, so let's go. Sunday is the family show. I am a little more reserved on Sundays. Bible study is nighttime. People just got off of work. This is the show for adults, okay? This is for adults, It's Adult Swim, goddammit. That might be why the water's so warm, because All right, so anyway. All right, so you're not going to oppress your neighbor, nor rob him. The wages of a hired worker are not to remain with you all night until morning. Which means, like, give me my money as soon as my money. And again, this is another area that seems nice, but I often call out this one: you shall not oppress your neighbor. Not you shall not oppress, period. This is the thing I always call out about Jesus. When Jesus said, no, Jesus was the most loving person in the world. No, the most loving person in the world would say love everybody. That's what the loving person in the world would say. The most loving person in the world wouldn't say love your neighbor. They would say love everybody. I'm just trying to help you. But that was a part of my deconstruction, was just realizing that God actually didn't care about everybody. Like, I mean, it's very clear from the Bible that God doesn't care about everybody. He cares about this singular type of group, and he cares about them so much that he becomes their mascot. He is their mascot for becoming the rulers of the world. That's how that shit works. Man, I'm telling you, like, we're not going to get through 3 chapters, which means I lied in my description, because I was for damn sure we were going to get through 4 chapters tonight, man. And it's not happening. It's not happening. Nope. Well, I mean, we still got like 30 minutes to an hour to go, but I don't see it. All right. But he says, you shall not curse a person who's deaf, nor put a stumbling block before a person is blind, but you shall revere your God. I am the Lord. Okay, so a few things here. Are you ready? Hallelujah. This is a God. Y'all better hear me. I called this out at the beginning of Exodus. This is a God who delivered you mightily, powerfully, wonderfully, with wonder-working powers out of Egypt, out of the hand of subjugation and slavery, into the wonderful world of liberation. All right? He is the God that healeth you. He is the God, your healer. He sent his word and healed your disease. But we discovered when we first got in the book of Leviticus that, damn, there's poor people here. Like, we discovered, because, going through the offerings, you find out, now, if you can't afford a regular offering, you go out and you get you a turtle dove and you see if you can chase that motherfucker down. You got to get something to give to God. So found out there's poor people. But now, under this place where people, because, Christians are always talking about, you got to get back to the old ways. You got to get pure with God. And so at this moment, how much more can you get? This motherfucker out. You know what I mean? He just brought you out. He just cleaned you off in the Red Sea, which is probably not the best place to take a bath anyway. But anyway, don't ask me. He cleans you out with the Red Sea. He cleans y'all all the fuck up. And there are poor people over here, even though y'all took all this gold from Egypt. Poor people here. Y'all took all this gold from Egypt, but they're not only poor people, but there are deaf people. Let me make sure I'm reading right. And there's blind people. And the Lord is here. He's with them. And there are deaf folk and blind folk. And God is not like, and I shall heal them. He's like, y'all stop cussing at the deaf folk, which makes you wonder what the fuck was going on here. Like, oh my, you shall not curse a person who is deaf. I almost said, why the fuck? It's there. It's in me. He can't hear it. She can't hear it. You know what I'm saying? But God is like, you motherfuckers, y'all are down there cussing at these deaf people, knowing damn well that they can't hear it. I can, and I won't heal it. What the fuck? Like, how does that work? Like, so, like, I don't understand. Like, what the hell is happening here where there has to be a law? Stop cussing at the deaf people. Please stop cussing at the deaf people. And, that one, I understand. I'm like, okay, I probably wouldn't be as mad because I'm like, they can't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you going straight in their face and be like, fuck you. Like, then that's some foul shit. Now, you didn't have to go all the way out your way to do some shit like that. But otherwise, you stand on the sidewalk. I'm like, you ugly. You need to stop doing that. But it don't need a God law on it, does it? But it's other bullshit. Nor shall you put a stumbling block before a person who is blind. I feel like that escalates. Okay, standing on the sidewalk, yelling at a deaf person, okay, but then escalating to say, you see that blind motherfucker? Let's put a brick in front of him. What? What is going on to these people who are so close to God that when they get out, they have to have rules about not cussing at deaf folk and not trying to trip up blind folk? How many of you are parents? Parents, when your kids see new things, it's always going to be interesting, right? The first time they see something. I remember one time my boys were in the basketball program, and we went to one of the things, and one of their coaches had an extra finger. He had an extra finger. And so he was talking, and every time he put his hand up, he had his extra finger. And so my youngest daughter, I looked over at her, and I just saw her doing this. Because she was trying to figure it out. Like, she's trying to figure, like, is there something, am I missing something, or does he have something extra? Which one is it? Because that's what, young kids do. She's like 5 or 6 or something like that. She's doing it. But we've seen deaf people, hearing challenged people. We've seen, hell, I'm damn near blind myself. And I've never had to tell my kids, hey, don't cuss at that deaf person. Hey, please don't be tripping. Stop tripping up the blind people. They just have to tell you what the hell is going on. I'm just saying. But these are also more clues that the characters in this book do not have a relationship with some type of omnipresent, all-powerful being. And so far that we realize, this being has not claimed to be all-present, all-knowing yet either. All right. This being is hyper-focused on a specific group of people, as all pantheon-based gods are. And they say God don't make mistakes. I love it. Yeah, we're definitely only getting through one chapter tonight, man. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. And then so we know that the people in Leviticus are jackasses. We found that out. But then he said, you should not do injustice in judgment. You should not show partiality to the poor. That's a weird way to word that. You not show partiality to the poor, nor deference to the great, but you are to judge your neighbor fairly. Oh, so it's like colorblind. He's like, nope, you're not supposed to pay attention that they have less than everybody else. You're supposed to be colorblind. This is where they get that shit from. And he says, you shall not go about as a slanderer among your people, and you are not to jeopardize the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. And again, this is not, you shall not jeopardize the life of anybody. It is solely, you shall not jeopardize the life of your neighbor. And I'm not convinced that the neighbor in this context is neighboring societies, because as you read through the Bible, they are not very friendly with neighboring societies. So it seems to be neighbor in the strictest of senses, as in the motherfuckers that live right here amongst you, So he says, you shall not hate your fellow countrymen. Hallelujah. Don't do that. Americans first, apparently. That's where they're getting that shit from, man. I'm telling you. You may certainly rebuke your neighbor, but you are not to incur sin because of him. You shall not take any vengeance, nor hold any grudge against the sons of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. am the Lord. All right, so this is where Jesus is quoting from at this moment. This is where Jesus is quoting. Jesus is quoting this: "You shall not take vengeance, nor hold any grudge against the sons of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord." All right, and he might drop that shit again, right? So, as I've been saying, you now have the contextual evidence. You've heard Jesus said it. Now you see it in the book of Leviticus, and you see it in its full context. And its full context is the people, the neighbors that you're loving is not everybody. It's not people in other tribes. It's not people in other cultures. When Jesus says, "Love your neighbors as yourself," he is exclusively talking about the sons of Israel, which he literally repeats this over and over and over again, that I did not come to anybody but the lost sheep of Israel. And it's the lost sheep of Israel who is responsible for going into the world and colonizing everybody else. That's what the Bible says. That's what the Great Commission is. You're welcome. All right, back to regularly scheduled program. So get it up. I'm not stretching the Bible. It is clearly there. There is nothing in the Bible that speaks to universal love. There is nothing in the Bible that speaks to universal empathy. There is nothing in the Bible that speaks to the beauty or wonderful capacity of human beings. When it comes to the Bible's perspective of the world, the Bible has a clear perspective on world destruction. The Bible has a clear perspective on the majority of people on the planet being evil and deserving death and an eternity of punishment. All right. And that's how you can radicalize evangelicals, because that's what their minds are thinking. They're thinking all of these secular folk are those people that God wants to destroy. And I don't want to be on the bad side of God. And like, I'm reminding everyone, like, I want you to think about this shit clearly. Like, even if this was true, and I think this is why I laugh at Christians who get in my comments. It's like, number one, I don't believe in a God. I describe myself as a Gnostic atheist. Trace the motherfucker. I know where he comes up in man's imagination. I can trace him anthropologically. I can trace these deities sociologically. So no, they don't exist to me. But there's another aspect to that. Even if you could convince me that this particular God existed, if you could convince me, I'd be trying to assemble the fucking Avengers to take this motherfucker down. And so what many Christians, not all of them, I don't want to lump all of them in the same bucket, but what Christians are telling you is that if God was Thanos, they'd be helping this motherfucker get the damn stone so he can snap everybody out of existence. That's what they're telling you. They're telling you if their God was Thanos and he was on the fucking way right now, they'd be helping him get the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, that's who you just voted in the fucking White House. Like, what the fuck? Like, no. Know what you're dealing with. You got to know what you're dealing with. This is why, like, if there are any Christians creeping in right now and you're like, man, I want to hate what he's saying so bad, but it resonate with me, I'm going to take you a step further. Let me get prophetic for a moment. Let me talk to you and what you're dealing with your family stuff, right? And you've been trying to figure out, why can't my family love me? Why can't we just gel with each other? Why can't we just get along? Why are we so dysfunctional? Because when you spent your whole life making excuses for an absent God, when you spent your whole life making a God whose character is not only horrible, but is also inhumane, and it is also heinous, when you spend your whole life calling that love, baby, you don't know what love is. You don't know how to demonstrate love to somebody because you don't know how to draw the line on what love isn't. And that's what the problem is. Many people know how to love you. They just don't know how to stop when they're not loving you. I'm preaching better than y'all responding. Did I do that? Did we just slip up in that shit? Did we slip up in that shit? Yes. Where's Ant-Man when you need him? Yes, we need to get back to the good timeline. I hope that just helps somebody. This is why I say, no, I didn't just stop because it wasn't true. I stopped because this shit is harmful. I grew up in an area that was ravaged by people who prioritized the messages in this book over good sense and never learned how to love each other. But you have a religion that won't even let you love yourself, how the hell will you love anybody else? If you see yourself as wretched and beyond repair and broken without the help of an imaginary fucking security blanket, then how do you see everybody else? No. Like I love you, but I can't have you close to me until you get better, because you won't even be able to appreciate me until you learn how to appreciate yourself. You won't even know how to respect the work that I do until you know how to respect yourself. And when I look at Christians, when I look at believers, when I look at religious folk, period, I see somebody who does not know how to respect themselves. And so what do? I show up every day with my shining, good-looking self, reminding people how to respect yourself. In the words of Denzel Washington, playing a character from The Great Debaters, I come so that you might get your righteous mind back. I hope I got a church out there. Damn. This is good. We're supposed to be in Leviticus, though. And Leviticus ain't got nothing in it that's this good. And I'm probably lagging like a Mike. I think you predicted it, man. We're just going to get through one chapter. We're going to get through one chapter. I feel so bad. We're going to get through one chapter. Leviticus, right? Right, Kyle? They love that Bible more than their own family. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. But people take these loving verses and they take these verses and try to make them loving. And they take stuff and they completely overlook the fact that the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament, absolutely encourages disdain for the family. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely discourages disdain for the family. The opening dang story, when Adam throws his wife under the bus, God doesn't call homie out for his cowardice. God doesn't call him out his weakness. He just curses both of them. Oh, this whole thing is a disdain towards family. When God talks to Abraham and says, "Hey, you really want to prove that you love me? Go take your kid and sacrifice him." Nah, I'm just playing. No, this dude don't honor family. No. Like, and mind you, when he says it, when it's said in scripture, it said, "Go take your only son," when at this moment we know based on the narrative that there's at least two sons. So God is perfectly being slip-mouthed against the other son. Go take your only son, whom you love. But then remember, God does the same thing to us. Christians say, no, we all God's children. That's not what the Bible say. The Bible does not say we all God's children. The Bible say he got one only begotten son. And the rest of us gotta suffer because that one died. That's shit right there. One child that's really bloodborne and they've adopted all the other kids, and it's like, now y'all got to get punished for this. That shit is not healthy. Jesus literally told his disciples, if you don't hate your father and mother because of me, he tells his disciples, don't think that I came to bring peace, but I came to bring a sword to divide family member against family member. This is scripture. This is scripture. You know what I'm saying? So no, like you can't build healthy families off of this book. Not with a supernatural attachment to it, not with a supernatural attachment to it. Now, I will argue just because I have to be nuanced in the way that I present information. Some people will say, like, well, some of the Jews do a pretty good job. Yeah, but most of them motherfuckers secular as fuck. Like, it's literally cultural for them. It's ethnic for them. Is it I want to? And excellent episode. I love it, man. I love it. I didn't expect to go this deep in. But this has been great. Apparently, I'm getting a text message, so life stuff is happening. Let me see. My oldest son just came. May I go to such and such's for a bit? Pre-cal. I kind of want you back for dinner. But yeah, so that's my son. All right, so Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get through the rest of this chapter. I one of the people who thought Spunk was the baby. That's funny. Reminded me of that scene from Spaceballs. Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, now I'm gonna need to watch Spaceballs because I've not seen it in a long time. Instagram peeps, thank y'all for still hanging out, man. That's beautiful. I know this y'all first time hanging with me. It's a wild ride over here. It's a wild ride. All right, so let me see if I can get through this chapter, y'all. Let me see. We're gonna see. We're going to see. Join this video in whatever way you can. Share the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a patron. There's all different ways you can get involved. Consider volunteering. All right. There's some crossbreed stuff here about a woman who is a slave. Everybody sees that, right? Everybody sees that. The dog just threw the dinner on the floor. Damn it. Yeah, so there's slaves here. This is why they're under God's tutelage, and they're slaves. He doesn't say if a man has sexual relationships with a woman who is a slave, he should not be doing that. That's not what he says. He doesn't say if a man has sexual relationship with a woman who is a slave, he should go tell somebody that she should be free. He says, nope, if she's a slave acquired for another man, but has not been no way been redeemed nor given her freedom, there shall be punishment. They shall not, however, be put to death because she was not free. Do you hear that? God says she's not free. God, listen, that's God not recognizing her freedom. That is God not recognizing her. For anybody who wants to say that God is not a fan of slavery, here's a perfect. I mean, there's been quite a few examples so far, both in the book of Exodus and in the book of Leviticus. But this is just another one where it's pretty clear contextually here that God sees the slave as a slave. You see that, right? He says, because the reason y'all not going to be put to death is because she's free. Or because she's not free. Now, if she was a free woman, y'all'd have to die because she's not your property, you know. Like, this is so weird. This is so weird. Yeah, this is an apologist nightmare, you know. It's this case, you're not going to die of the tent of meeting as a guilt offering. That's pimping. Okay, I just want to let everybody know that's pimping. If you've never wondered before, this is how pimping got put in the Bible. Pimp in. This is pimping. Do y'all see that? This is pimping. He says anybody goes out there and has sex. This is pimping and slave trafficking. This is sex trafficking. This is sex trafficking. He says you go out there and you have sex with a woman who is owned by another man. You don't die, but bitch better have my money. That's what this says. That's what this says. Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny. I laugh. That's what it says. Priest, you're gonna you sleep. You sleep with a woman who is owned by another. All right. God dang. Big pimp is spent. Oh, damn, I forgot about that. Was that a Hype Williams video? I think it was a Hype Williams video. Jay-Z song, Hype Williams video. Was 3 6 Mafia in that? Was it? You know, I can't even remember who was in it. And then, oops, my bad. That's my scenario. Yeah, like, shit, that was some good stuff. Okay, now you're taking me back. All right. See that? Kyle, you did it. You did it. Oh, man. All right, so the priest is going to make atonement because pimping ain't easy. And then verse 23, now when you enter the land and plant all food, then for 3 years it shall be forbidden to you, it shall not be eaten. Okay, so I just want to help you out here. The fruit was forbidden because there wouldn't have been no fucking fruit. They just planted this motherfucker. It takes a while for fruit trees to grow. That shit takes some time. So if you planted that tree 3 months ago and somebody already eating fruit, somebody's lying to you. Somebody is fucking lying. Bitch better have my money. I used to love that song. Actually, I liked a lot of stuff that Rihanna had. Very tantalizing. Just like They don't know what about that song. S&M, like, I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Touch in the air, I don't care. I'm like, I don't know how they came up with that shit, but I want to hear it. And now for some reason, I want to hear Jack Black sing that. I want to hear Jack Black sing S&M by Rihanna. Can somebody make that happen? Do you have that connection? Jack Black, if you're watching this, I want to hear you do Rihanna, S&M, full guitar solo and everything. And I want you licking that motherfucker up and down. All right. Back to regularly scheduled programming. And he says 5 years is probably not bearing very much of anything first next 2 years, depending on what they're growing. It's giving very immature fruit. And he's like, don't make yourself sick. Stop that shit. And again, I believe Jack Black. I believe Jack would do it, and I feel like he'd kill that shit. I feel like he'd kill it, man. In the 5th year, that's when you take it, and its yield may increase for you because, again, he is the Lord, whatever reason. And he's and you shall not practice divination nor soothsaying. And I'm like, are these two things related? Like, it's like you don't eat the meat with the blood while you soothsaying, or is this why did we say these two things back together? That's my neurospicy. But if you can't just say two unrelated ass sentences and expect me not to try to figure out where is the point and how do I get to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. All right, and you should make any cutty for the dead, nor making 2 marks on yourselves, for I am the Lord. And it's like, God got a lot of fucking reasons kissing them. Why you got that goat like that? What you like? Get out of people's business, God. Like, why you so freaky? Why you peeking through everybody's window? Who that watching through my window? Pow! Nobody now, motherfucker. Get out my damn window. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, right? Nick Cannon. I know you've been seeing on Instagram, motherfucker. So hey, make that shout out to Jack Black. We can make that. Let's make some money, Nick. Let's make some money. Me, you, Jack Black doing the Rihanna S&M. Oh, we got to get Rihanna's permission too. Rihanna, I'm sorry. That's your song. We just stomping over a black woman's song. Just gonna take her shit and hand it over to her. I'm sorry. Sorry, beautiful black queen. I apologize. Damn, it would go out as soon as it. So, of course, this is where the tattoo scripture survived high school. You've probably already deconstructed that motherfucker and got that one off somewhere, like that one's just so ridiculous. The things that Christians attach to modern day stuff is hilarious. All right, so let's try it up. We just got a few more verses. Train your daughter by making her a prostitute. This is a rule that Moses has to lay down this law. Now, just from a social perspective, all the time you see a law, there's it in place just in case somebody wanted to do something. Most times, especially historically, laws are put there because there was already these people who had saw the wonder working power of the Lord, who had been following the cloud by day, the pillar by day and the cloud by night, or however the fuck they did that shit. These people who had seen the Red Sea split its legs for them so they can walk right. Fuck, that sounds like God do all these wonderful things. He preached this before. How had I never preached? How had I never preached that the first thing these people start doing when they got found freedom is start pimping their daughters? So much so that Moses had to come back to the drawing board and say, I know I gave y'all 10 commandments, but damn, please stop cussing at deaf people. Please stop tripping up blind people. And for the life of me, can you stop pimping out your daughter? Like, who did we save? Who? So he tells them, you shall stand up in the presence of the gray-headed and honor your elders, and you fear your God. I am the Lord. No elder, maybe, but you got to. I don't know what. Something there, I'm sure. The stranger who resides with you shall be as to the native among you, be as the native, and you shall love him as yourself, that for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. All right, this is nice. This is nice. Over here, when they in these on, see Darante, there it is. They're treating them nice. But I'm like, then how do the strangers become slaves then? How do they have slaves if they're treating the strangers as they're treating themselves? It don't work like that. You don't have slaves. If you're treating your strangers nice, you don't turn them into slaves. Like, damn it. Oh, we're making it to the end. Okay. And it says for you and want strangers. I've lost the chat on this side. I'm gonna try to refresh. So it's probably gonna make me lag a little bit, but don't roll and don't bounce. Roll, bounce. Chi McBride was wearing a sweater, had it tucked in his shirt. I'll never forget that. That happened. Was that a television movie or did they go to the theaters? The world may never know. All right, I'm back. Neural spicy break is over. And he says, you shall do no wrong in judgment, in measurement of weight or volume. You shall have accurate balances, accurate weights, an accurate ephah, and an accurate hin. I am the Lord your God who brought you out from the land of Egypt. Now, Jason has called this out, and a few others have called this out on this show, is that we know from history that they absolutely did not have accurate balances. They absolutely did not have accurate weights. And this was absolutely intentional, that the priest would indeed have different sized weights to use to manipulate people. This was common practice. So what I want to highlight about this law is that the reason, oh man, is that the reason that they're calling this out is to over-insert. There is that overcompensation again. So if you say, hey, priest, I feel like you charged me 5 for a 3. I feel like you did that. The priest will say, no, for as it is written, we shall have accurate balances, accurate weights, and accurate ephah. All right? So now you say, many of you might be like, no, that's not how that works. No, nobody would do that. But some of you may have experienced stuff like that even growing up, where maybe you was a student in school one time, and maybe you had a teacher who wasn't so nice. Maybe you had a teacher who was not a great person. And maybe that teacher wrote you up or did something or tried to get you in trouble. And you went home and you told your mommy and your daddy that, hey, Miss such and such did such and such to me. Or Mr. such and such did such and such to me. And what is a typical response that you might hear? That teacher wouldn't do that. Them teachers wouldn't lie on you. That's the same type of phenomenon that's taking place, where you have let that authority exist. Well, no, it's written. These people are supposed to behave this way, so they're not going to do bad things. So it is written that you're supposed to have accurate balances, so you're never going. We're not going to have bad balance. It's written that these people are supposed to be respectful people, so they would never be disrespectful. You see how that you see how that rabbit well works? I love it. Yep. Ooh, I love that. But yeah, so you shall have, and then he says, so you shall keep all my statutes and all my ordinances and do them, for I am the Lord. Signed off again. So what we've learned tonight is that God likes to say his name a lot. Say my name, say my name. When no one's around you, no one is around you. Say, Rante, I love you. Ain't no playing games. Say my name, say my name. So he does a bunch of name drops throughout the whole thing. He constantly, I am the Lord. Bunch of mic drops. Rick James, bitch. Which now I want to see that skit. So Dave Chappelle, if you're watching, I'd love to see this chapter remunerated with Rick James, your version of Rick James doing this. And every time it says, I am the Lord, I want to say, because I am the Lord, bitch, and with all of it, and, and darkness and all that shit. Like, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see that now. Let's make that happen. And Dave, if you don't do it, I might have to. You know what I mean? All right, so that's it. We made it, y'all. We made it. Damn it, we made it. Holy shit. Through one chapter. Like, we've been on for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And to be fair, I can blame Instagram because they had questions and I couldn't ignore them because they're new. And honestly, that's how it's going to be as we're building community in local places. As we get community built in Raleigh and Portland and California and Detroit and all these other places, there are going to be plenty of times where we're going to have other people streaming in from other places, and we're going to have to jump in and acknowledge them, and it's all good and fun. But no, for Instagram folk, thank you all so much for hanging with us tonight. It's so good to have you here. I don't know why I'm looking over there. The camera is still over here. The screen is just over there. But thank you all for hanging out with us. And then for our YouTube crew, man. Yep, Destiny's Child. That's what it was. That's what it was. Man, say my name, say my name. Ooh, I have some stories about that song now that I think about it. But yeah, thank you for our YouTube community. Okay, I think I'm done for tonight. I've done enough. It's been an hour and 41 minutes. Man, you know, and we've said a lot. I've hit all of my announcements. Listen, if y'all don't remember, this Sunday evening, we're doing a content creator masterclass. Jason is going to hit you up with all quality stuff. You're going to talk about your mics, your cameras, soundproofing, sound absorbing. And the first one, like the content, that the information that he gave, bar none. So we're going to do another one. We're doing part 2. He has a lot more stuff that he wants to share. And then I'm also going to be sharing some stuff too, as far as about, you know, getting your content out there, staying authentic to yourself, and maybe some things that can help you increase some stuff. And so that's all good. Check out our website. Check out all of our other stuff. Am I missing anything? Merch. You can see that there. Bam. That's on the screen. We have merch. It's dope. And then we also have, did I click it? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's nothing in that. Yeah. I thought maybe that had the patron stuff on it. It doesn't. But that's it. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Can't wait to see y'all again on Sunday, where we're having our Sunday sessions. We're going into the third part of Through the Looking Glass, this conversation that we've been having, exploring how we see ourselves, the world around us, and our place in it. And Sunday, we're going to be talking about shifting sands. And it's a full conversation, not a lecture. So I cannot wait to see you there so you can join the conversation. All right. Until next time, y'all, stay progressive, keep rising, and be the bridge. I'll holla. I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to waste my life. It's just some things, there's no going back. You know what I'm saying?
jwoodbeats.com.
Yeah, I'm not the one with the issues. I hear you. Now here is your tissue. If I'm moving too fast, I might have to dismiss you. And it's really too bad, cause I really will miss you. But I'm not the one with the issues. I left him at church when I made it official. I murdered the curse with my own benediction. Left God in the dirt, call it death of the fiction. Superstition will be served an eviction. Competition will be left in the ditch. Oh my God, it's too damn hot in this kitchen. The fishes of men are now swimming with fishes. Oops, my bad, I guess I'm moving too vicious. Verses sold, I gotta put them on your wish list. Bless my soul, cause I'm dodging your little hit list. I guess you know, you just lost another witness. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go.